All right, let's talk about Joe Milton. Can he get Michigan to the promised land and beat Ohio State and win the Big Ten? Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, check out our college sports playlist for more videos like this. And I think it's yet to be determined. I think just looking at his talent, he can do it. He better than Shea Patterson right now. We thought Wilton Speight was the chosen one until we went to Iowa and, he laid the egg. And from that game on, he never recaptured that fire that he had before the Iowa game, all right? And it was my correction. Joe Milton is the first Jim Harbaugh recruited quarterback to start. So it was either Wilton Speight was recruited probably by Brady Hoke. But you look at what Joe Milton brings to the table is arm strength, that's not a question. Athleticism, that's not a question. Height, I think just looking at them versus Minnesota, Minnesota is a good program, but they haven't shown to be Ohio State year in and year out, or Michigan State when they was in D'Antonio's prime year in and year out. You know what it's gonna get, or Wisconsin. You know what you're gonna get when you play Wisconsin every year. It's no secret, and obviously they're not Ohio State. So with Milton, I think it may take one more year for national championship aspirations. But if it's a quarterback that's going to do it, it's him. Big arm. And his big problem is the same problem that most big arm quarterbacks have. He got to learn how to take something off the ball. You know what I'm saying? He got to learn how to throw with touch. And when you need to zip it to get it through tight windows, you zip it. He's compromising accuracy for power. And they got to find a common place where he can spin it and still have accuracy. It's not that he don't have accuracy. It's just that he's throwing it so hard that, you can't anticipate a window throwing it that hard. You know what I'm saying? When you anticipate somebody coming out they break, you got a receiver that turn around and you throw it 100 miles an hour. He ain't even gonna be able to put his hands up coming out the break. If you're gonna catch it, you're gonna stick it through his face mask. So he gotta learn how to loft it with some touch, but also the question of his peers around him, are they good enough? Charbonnet, Evans, Haskins, Hassan Haskins, that's a funny name. The backfield, I'm not worried about. The protection looked pretty good. Is, shit down for People Jones that stayed one more year, and I think he would have benefited. But which one? Ronnie Bell, you got him that stayed, so that's good. You keep Ronnie Bell out there. So, it was the other guy. I called him number 8, but he wasn't. The fast little guy they got from Baltimore. So it's gonna pretty much be on him. And my other concern is Don Brown. I don't like how often he leaves his cornerbacks on islands. Don Brown gotta learn how to blitz with a single high safety. You know what I'm saying? A little bit, but him, I think he got the backfield to do it. The only question is, can Gaddis continue to call good plays? But you roll into Michigan State this week, or we play Michigan State. I think we at home. Don't really matter. Won't be no fans. They coming off a loss to Rutgers. So you roll into that game and, he kind of get the perfect setup before you play the tougher, part of the schedule. Minnesota, they did their thing, you know what I'm saying? Then you go to, Michigan State, you play them. So you really going to see, what he got. But right now, he looked better than Shea Patterson. Who we opened up against last year was at Middle Tennessee State. And Shea Patterson tried to get him the game. So he gonna go through his ups and downs. The question is his confidence gonna be as high as it was with him winning this battle? Because he never talked about transferring. He said, I'm gonna stay and beat out Dylan McCaffrey, and that's what he did. So when you throw a pick or you fumble or you in a tough spot, is he gonna have that confidence to really pick it back up? So, the only questions you talk about with him is, playmakers on the outside and, just confidence. When you throw that pick, are you going to get down and melt down, or can you hold on to the ball? And, it may take him a year to start, and then next year he may be that blue chipper that we need. But, really, it's a tough schedule. It's a tough schedule to walk into. Starting in Minnesota, that was tough. Going to Michigan State in a rivalry game, your second start, maybe with no capacity, no crowd at all, but that's going to be tough. And then you talking about you building up whoever else we play. I'm pretty sure you're going to play Wisconsin or Iowa. It's going to be real tough. You won't have no margin for error because Georgia's really good, and they probably going to take another playoff spot. And, in the Big 12, that probably opened up another spot anyway. They all losing. Oklahoma State is bound to lose to somebody. Oklahoma done lost, I think, once or twice already. So not sure we're gonna get from the Pac-12. So with Joe Milton, this ain't the year to really judge him to be the guy. If he is the guy and he take them to the national championship or to the playoffs or to the Big Ten championship, great. But my expectations ain't for him in year one to really elevate us. Obviously next year when he kind of get his weapons a little bit more, but could he do it this year? Yeah. This is going to be the hardest national championship, to get to. Probably without a crowd, it's going to probably be easier, but it's going to be harder to get to because, you have no margin for error with an all-conference schedule. None. You can't blink. You can't sneeze. You can't lose unless other people lose, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but the good thing, he ain't got to deal with the crowds, But, Ronnie Bell is going to be his favorite receiver, but his running backs are nasty. Chris Evans was straight at one point in time, and then Hassan Haskins, he looked good last year. But Charbonnet, I think he the one. I think keep him fresh right now. But when you get into that thick of the schedule, you play them Iowas or Wisconsin and Ohio State, he need to be the one getting the carries. But I think Joe Milton will be all right, though. You know what I'm saying? My expectations ain't for national championship right now. You know what I'm saying? My expectations for Joe Milton is next year to really take us over the hump. But what if he get hot this year? And if he make a national championship run and Michigan to get over the hump, he's going to be gone next year for sure. But, I take a national championship and a one-hit wonder with him. It's Harbaugh's fault that he 1 year behind schedule anyway. It is. It's Harbaugh's fault that he's 1 year behind schedule. Harbaugh don't trust his recruiting. That's the problem. If you trusting in Joe Milton, who was before Joe Milton? I can't remember. Was it Jeff O'Corney? I can't remember. Probably O'Corn and Milton, Wilt. And then Shea Patterson came in. I think if my memory serves me correctly, that's what it was. But if you trust in your recruiting, Joe Milton should have been starting that last year. He couldn't have did no worse than Shea Patterson. Knock on wood. He couldn't have did no worse than Shea Patterson. I done knocked on. He thinks somebody's at the door. He can't be no worse than Shea Patterson. You know what I'm saying? But if he had that year last year to get ready, this year you had national championship. And, about the playmakers and people surrounding him, I don't worry. Michigan is one of those teams. Like, they ain't on Ohio State, Alabama level, but they just reload with talent. They got the talent to be national championship contenders and Ohio State beaters. They got a chance to be that. And Big Ten championship winners. They got the talent. It's just the coaching is just subpar. Don Brown got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. And Jim Harbaugh is just he's just not a smart coach. He was good in 49er land because his assistants allowed him to be better, Greg Roman and everybody around him. Right now, he don't believe in his quarterbacks and his recruiting. Michigan got talent. You can go plug me in as a head coach and he gonna hold water. The next step is for Harbaugh to get elite level talent. And one of the issues with that, they saying, is also that Michigan don't have online classes. So that make it harder and make the university less appealing. But other than that, I think Milton timeline is next year more than this year. I think he should be this year if he would have started last year. But it is what it is. Check out the College Sports playlist for more videos like this. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, response, video request. All my social media links in the description. You can hit me up for a video request or whatever. Want to make a donation? Best way to do that, share the video. Cash App, CJ Good 313 for financial donations. PayPal link in the description. Appreciate the love and support. We go.